PROBRICKIE exclusive. So that background didn't work. Oh, that one. Oh, that's a good one. Well, welcome to the show. This is PROBRICKIE exclusive. If you've got a computer, I'll put the invite link on in the chat and we'll get you to come in and say good day. Just a reminder to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, PROBRICKIE exclusive, where we've got some real goodies coming up. Some real messes that women have made for themselves. Got a couple of premieres. We've got a premiere on the 22nd, the 23rd, and the 24th, all at 3:45, just after you knock off. So you can watch them on your way back from work or listening to them while you're having a beer or whatever the thing is. But I'll tell you what, the information on the PROBRICKIE exclusive YouTube channel, which I'll put a link up to that now for you, if you want to fly over and subscribe, be much appreciated. You're missing out on a fair bit. Nuggets on how women bring themselves undone and wreck their marriages and all other sorts of chaos that they cause. I'll put a bit of light on it. There you go, boys. There's a bit of light. But I've got two viewers. Who have we got on? Can you say g'day or let us know where you're from? We'd love to hear from you and know where you're up to and what you're doing, what's going on in your life. You might be able to tell us about your company. You might be able to tell us about your work. Who have we got there? We've got a couple of viewers. Fill us in on where you're from, guys, so we can see where you're up to. We're down to one viewer. Oh, well. We'll let it sit for a while. We'll see who comes in. I've done a few videos today over at PROBRICKIE exclusive where you'll find information about what women can do when they change their mind on things. I wonder if I put this on and I hit the PROBRICKIE exclusive channel. I don't even think, can I play that? No, I can't play that one. Can I if I go to the YouTube studio? We'll just see. I just want to see. Content. Just had one premiere go up. I wonder if we can play that premiere from here. Can you hear that? Can you guys hear that? Is that coming through? Is that coming through? Give me a one in the comments if that's coming through. Give me a one in the chat if you can hear that. Can you guys hear that? Can you hear that in the background, that lady's voice? Can somebody hear that background noise? Why isn't that live on? Yeah, shout out to Elliot. Hey, Elliot, can you hear that lady's voice in the background? Elliot Labour? Can you hear that voice in the background? It's one of the videos playing in the background. Can you hear the lady talking about food? No, I can't. Okay. Hmm. I wonder what's happening with that. Let's I can hear you, but not the lady's voice. Steve, you've got to be watching these videos, man. I got some classic stuff. Okay, so I'll turn that off because no one can hear it. There's a little bit of a preview to what's coming up in some of the female horror stories and dark female nature videos. Man, I got some really good stuff. Um, yeah, now I'm good to go with you on Friday, Steve. Shuffled a few things around. Love the channel, mate. Hope you worked hard today. We haven't worked this week. We've got a few things going on. We got a job today, a good job today, which will help us out next week. I'm going off with Elite bricklaying excavation on Friday for some therapy with Steve Bush. He's one of the fortunate guys whose family is solid. Got a solid wife. She ain't letting him go nowhere. And this is one of the things that makes communities strong, families. And it hasn't worked out all that way for all of us, but to get around somebody that's by the grace of God and the love of family is still holding it together, it's therapeutic, I tell you, when you've had everything taken out from underneath you. And that's why I do these videos. You can see the links there. If you're on a computer, press this link I'm about to put up, and come and say good day to old PROBRICKIE and the other people. There's the link. If you're on a computer, press that link and come on to the page, and we'll see what's going on. I haven't had anybody come on yet. Why don't you be the first? Okay, so I've only got to watch it. There's 4 people watching. Let us know where you're from. Um, love your channel, Elliot Laver. Where are you from, Elliot? If you're still with me, where are you from? I know Stevie Bush is from Dillaby, the Dillaby area. But yeah, let's shout out a few more shout outs. We've got 4 people watching. But I just wanted to remind everybody to subscribe to the ProBrick exclusive channel. Like and follow the Facebook page if you haven't already, because we're catching up to the National Bricklayers Australia. Would you believe it or not? We've got a little bit of work to do there, but we got a pretty good page with the variation of stuff that we put on it besides our bricklaying work. Just having a quick look at it now. We've got, yeah, a lot of people are liking the videos, and I think they're starting to catch on to what the gist of it is. Robbie Trabelsi. But yeah, come and say hello, guys. To let us know where you're from, what you're doing. I got a little bit of time on here. I was going to go to the gym, but I'm going to have a lay down after this and have a rest, let the body sort itself out. But come on, guys, interact with me. I can sit here. It doesn't matter. I'll take these off. I wonder. I wonder if I change. Can somebody let me know what this sounds like? If it's just a blur or whatever, let me know. Hang on. We've got some really good stuff coming up on the PROBRICKIE. You got no idea, man. The one that's coming up tomorrow is absolutely awesome. And I'm not just saying that. What's that sound like? Is that just blur? You gotta, you wait, you see this video, guys. It's gonna blow you away. Poor old Boo. He got hammered. Oh, wow. Like your video. Subscribe. Colin, if you haven't subscribed to the PROBRICKIE exclusive channel, please do so. Oh, mate, you wait till you see this one that's coming on at 3:45 tomorrow afternoon. It's an absolute classic. I'm telling you, it's one of the best. I made it myself, but it's got to be one of the best timeline videos of how a woman can ruin things and be nasty to you that I've ever seen. It's just an absolute. The entertainment's fantastic. I've got 2 female horror stories coming up this week and the next couple of days that are just mind blowing on bad decision making from women. But I'm really pleased. Subscribe to the PROBRICKIE exclusive channel. We're helping people in more ways than one with some really, really good information. Onto it, Pro. We're trying to be. Colin, have you, and a shout out to Colin Wassey, have you subscribed to the channel, Col? Are you on YouTube? And have you liked the Facebook page? We're trying to get the numbers up a bit. But I tell you, the stuff coming through the the YouTube channel now is really starting to get some momentum, and it's really cracking open the egg. There's yolk running everywhere. The dark side of female nature. It's really, really. I'm getting some feedback off guys. We're getting a few views, but we need to build some momentum for some other people to see what's going on. Well, we on the bricklaying front, we've been putting out some prices, and we're up against some really cheap guys. There's reports of brickies still laying bricks for 65 an hour. That's just not good enough, and it should be illegal because if you're running a proprietary limited company, $65 an hour isn't going to cover anything at the end of the year, let alone put food on the table. And we need to be careful of all this. If people are getting 100, 120 an hour, love your Facebook page. Haven't seen the YouTube, but we'll check it out, mate. You've got to get onto the YouTube channel. Those videos are coming through from the YouTube channel, Colin. And if you like the YouTube channel, mate, there's information on there for you blokes that'll absolutely change your life and protect you from some of the wiles and evils of these women, these bad women. Not all women, just the dark ones that want to screw you over. They got no idea what they're doing, half of them. I'm going to put up the invitation to come on again. Somebody might come on. We'll put it up. There it goes. If you're on a computer, come on and say good day and share. Where's Spiro? Sounds good, mate. I'm telling you, it's gold. It is gold. It's, we're putting it out for free at the moment, but that could change. I think that the responses, once this gets out, people are going to be all over it because I go inside the mind of these women. They take us inside and I comment, and you should see the devastation and destruction and ruin that these women are causing, mate, it's bad. It's bad. And they're just showing us how cruel and mean they are. You know, there's one of this guy called Boo. This girlfriend's got Boo up there. She's as hot as, and poor old Boo's worn out. You should see, she brings Boo on. I nearly had a heart attack when I saw him. I'm thinking, God, you know, it gives you hope. You know, I'm happy with the girl I've got, but there's no problem. They shouldn't have any problem getting a bird. When you see Boo in the premiere, I think it's number 9. What number is it? It's Dark Female Nature 9. It doesn't premiere until tomorrow at 3:45 when everyone knocks off. This could be the one that goes viral. It's just absolutely sensational. And poor old Boo, she gets him on at the start, and he's all, you know, the greatest thing since sliced bread. And then we go down the timeline to 2 months later, and I'm not going to tell you what happens. Oh, it's dead set. It's absolutely hilarious. So, you know, there's a lot going on the YouTube channel. Is anybody going to come on? Anybody on their computer? Come on, somebody, and you can ask questions. The invite's out there. I'm only here for I'm only going to stay till 6 o'clock. If somebody doesn't come on, I'll just go do something else. I've got plenty to do. I better shut this down. Oh yeah, there's some really, really bad stuff. Really bad stuff. I'll just shut this down. Power, shut down. Anybody going to come on, guys? Come on, I've got 2 people left. I don't know who they are. Any girls out there want to come on? I'll invite girls on as well. We can talk about life, love. Might need some help. On YouTube now, Pro. Good on you, Cole. And share it, mate. Let's get this out there. There's so much stuff on that, mate. You're going to have a ball on that channel. The information on that channel is just, honestly, it's so good. It's 30 years of just knowledge on female nature and stuff. I've decided that I'll bring it out and share it with you guys. Yeah, but it's absolute gold. Absolute gold. So we're premiering the videos to G'day Anthony Blajik. Now, Anthony, how you doing? And a big salute. Thanks for coming in with Colin and that, and Steve. Have you subscribed to the PROBRICKIE exclusive YouTube channel where we've got absolute gold on how women can just devastate and ruin not only themselves, but everybody else around them? If the girl you're into is atheist and anti-God, would you pursue 100%? 100%. I'll tell you why. Some of the most loving women I've ever encountered have been atheists and anti-God. I know that sounds crazy, but there's a part of religion that can turn the Christian women a little bit weird. Whereas the anti-God and atheist women, I find them to be in so many cases, a lot more easier to get on with, a lot more loving and intimate, and generally all around just, now look, if they want to go to hell, let them. That's got nothing to do with you. I know the Bible says don't be unequally yoked and all this, but I don't care about that. The girl I'm with actually has her background in the mutiny on the Bounty her ancestors come from. And they were Christians, Fletcher Christian, and that. They ended up on Pitcairn Island, which is now, or has been, a pedophile island. Pitcairn. And she's Christian, but she doesn't really pursue it. But she's one of the most loving and easy to get along with women I've ever met. Fantastic. I don't want, when you come into a relationship, you want peace. You don't want headaches. You don't want trouble. You want peace. That's the object of it all, just peace. And yeah, I have to say, I'm sorry, but some of the most loving and intimate women have been atheists and anti-God. Yes, I'm sorry about that, but that's the truth. So I'd have no trouble in pursuing one of those women if she was around and she suited me, because it all comes down to the spirit of the girl. If you're going to heaven and she's going to hell, that's her choice, and let her make it and let her have it. But don't judge people on their beliefs unless they're harming people. Stay away from people that harm. That's the main one. And I know a lot of Christian women that do terrible harm. Not all of them, but some of them. And if you've got a girl that you like and she's atheist and anti-God, don't even speak about that stuff, man. Get into the masculine and feminine aspect of the relationship and let it flourish from there. Sorry, guys. Yeah, well, don't get caught up in religion and politics and all that garbage in your relationship. Get down to the meat and potatoes, man. Get in for the hugs and the cuddles and the communication. Everything is underpinned by communication. Without that, you've got nothing. And be honest and transparent, and you'll be surprised I'll tell you what. Some of the atheist and anti-God women put up with more than the Christian women do. I'll tell you that. And that doesn't mean and some of them have got higher standards than the Christian women do. And I found a lot of security in women that got high standards, not silly standards, but high, fair standards that produce boundaries that protect the relationship. A lot of these women don't want to lose their relationship. They just want one good man that's going to, do the right thing by them physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that's it, man. Once you start complicating it with religion and trying to measure the health of the relationship by the religiosity of the person that you're with, it's not going to work. It's going to just cause conflict and division, because I guess depends how devout you are. But if you're with a girl and she's an atheist, and that, your responsibility is to do the right thing by her. Whether or not she's going to do the right thing by you is part of the risk. Atheist girls are no different than Christian girls. They can all do damage. And don't underestimate the fierceness of the Christian girls. I've seen some terrible behavior from Christian women. Horrible behavior that atheist girls wouldn't even dream of doing. So you've got different levels of conscience, different ways in which religion affects conscience if it's not used right. But you'll find, in all honesty, that they're pretty rock solid, the old atheist anti-God girls. And if you want to go down that road, have a look at the story of Samson before you do, and then weigh up the pros and cons. Remember what happened to Samson with Delilah. And I guess, you can also apply Delilah to girls inside the church as well, because I've seen some terrible behavior from Christian women. Horrible behavior, inexcusable, extraordinary, wicked behavior from Christian women. And that's disappointing, because you don't expect them to be that way. You really don't expect them to behave that way. But you'd be surprised. Honestly be surprised at what can happen between the Christians in the church. You'd be terribly surprised, horribly, horrifically surprised at some of the behavior. Now, I need somebody to say something or do something. Hang on, because I can't say everything. I've answered that question. If you guys ask questions, I'll answer them. It's for free. guys. It's all for free. I've got 2 viewers. Who have we got? We still got Anthony and Colin? Just ask questions, guys, and I'll answer them for yous. Down to 1. God bless you, and thank you for coming in. I can only offer so much. Um, I really need something to talk about now. If you've subscribed to the PROBRICKIE exclusive channel, I'm grateful. We're really trying to build that channel. I know that it's new and that, but it's really, really powerful. Okay, Anthony Blajic, still here. I've got a million questions, but don't want to. They won't bore me. Give me one of the million, and we'll see what we can come up with. Anpo, give me one of the million questions that you've got, and we'll see what we can come up with. Better than it's just sitting here. Hey. I'll put a bit of Dire Straits on in the background. Okay. Okay, when did you leave school, mate? Well, I'll be honest with you, I failed at school. I was one of these kids that could run around the playground and that. And when did I leave school? Okay, so I'm 57. Hang on. 57. Okay, how do I do this? Minus, I think it was, um, if I was born in 66 plus 82, 81, 82. What do you think you're now providing this service? How do you think I'm now providing this service to the public? I'll tell you why. Because there's a lot of men that are suffering. There's a lot of men that are suffering, man. And they're suffering because they don't understand the dark, evil side of female nature. And it's real and it's ancient to modern and it hasn't changed. But if you can just get your head around how easily a woman can change mind and go in the opposite direction to what you are, then you might be able to stop and think and say, well, hang on, I'm picking the wrong kind of women. I'm picking the wrong kind of women. And I'll tell you something now, if you listen to these new premieres that are coming out on ProBrick exclusive, you can't put a price on the information. There's people out there selling the information that I'm giving you to get access to that information for $5,000 a membership. But I'm bringing it for free. And some of it's deeper and has more content than some of these other guys. Anthony Blajic, God's calling to be a mentor, considering you didn't have a father. Well, God is our father, isn't he? So I had a father the whole time, but I just didn't fully realize that. I knew the Lord was important, and there was a part of him in me before I believed that being a mentor is relative to life experience, Anthony. It's not a theoretical thing, it's a life experience thing. And if you're living your life at your full potential, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and physically, then you can have the potential to be a mentor. You can have the potential to be a mentor. Okay, I've got some backing tracks here for that song without the words. That's better. Okay, thanks for the questions, by the way. If you're not living life to your full potential, any tips? Start. Number one, start. How do you start? Okay, I'll tell you how you start. Do a fair and honest assessment of yourself. Are your limitations stopping you from reaching your potential? Are there things that are blocking you from, say, for instance, changing your diet to the point where it's going to be better off for you? Doing things that are going to benefit you physically. Little incremental steps, not great big. So you don't go into a gym and lift the heaviest weight. You've got to start off light, 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 light. You might drink soft drink and say, right, now I'm going to drink fucking water. I don't want to drink that shit anymore. And because it ruins all your insulin and stuff like that, soft drink and things. Um, you might just say, right, I'm going to have one less beer a night or something like that. Little incremental steps. I'm going to change my diet a bit. I'm not going to eat so much this today. I'm going to try and communicate clearer with my missus. I'm going to ask her how she's feeling and what's going on. Hours a day. Not that you probably, I'm not saying you don't, but these are the little things, the stepping stones that make gigantic differences. We try and do everything in one go. But if you do it one brick at a time, one incremental change at a time, you'll be surprised at the results you get over the duration of that time. Off topic, but do you believe in meditation, prayer, and are they the best remedies to silence the mind? Okay, well, I had a ruminating mind. That's a mind that's like a cow chewing cud. It just kept going over things and wouldn't let things go. And let's take lust, for instance. You're down the street and you see the shirt on, and you stand there and you're going, oh, fuck, I'd love to, have a relationship with her or whatever the case may be. If you try and fight that, what you're doing, you're damming it up. But if you go through it with it and go, okay, well, I admit to myself, she's hot, there's nothing much I'm going to be able to do with it and move on, then you're clearing it out. Now, meditative prayer is a form of doing that. You're accepting your evil ways, your evil thoughts, the things that don't line up with the things that would be best for you, and you're allowing them to go through and out instead of bottling them up and holding them in. I'm not sure if you would have heard of speaking in tongues in the Bible. They spoke in tongues in different languages. And that enabled them to put their mind in neutral. They didn't care what they were going to say. And they allowed themselves through their muddle and jumble like a little baby. It's crazy. It allowed them to clear their minds. It's clearing out your spirit. It's clearing out your mind. It's putting yourself in neutral and letting the stuff that's tormenting you to come out instead of holding it in through shame and guilt and, oh, I shouldn't be thinking that or doing that. This is how you get those things out. And that's an ancient practice. It's about transparency of yourself. So if you can't be transparent with yourself, how are you going to be transparent with anybody else? You're not. So it all starts with seeing the evil side of ourselves, dealing with that, letting it go through, not holding it back or bottling it up or trying to hide it, but accepting how to navigate it when it comes, because it comes like a flood. It comes unpredictably. Torment and depression all comes in an unplanned way. But you can overcome those things by accepting whatever the anxiety is, whatever the problem was or is, and going, okay, then being gentle with yourself and letting it go through. Just let it go through. We're all vulnerable and we're all frail. And there's an element of failure in all of us. And if we accept these things, then step by step, bit by bit, as we accept them, we can move forward and find peace. That's the best way to silence your mind. See, talking about the mind, there's different aspects to the mind. You've got to understand that there's a nature inside us that doesn't want what's best for us, and there's a nature inside us that's trying to do everything it can for us. And that's where the war comes from. The battle's in the mind. And you need to be aware of what part of your person, whether it's the evil nature or the godlike nature, is operating, because you'll be going along in the godlike nature, and then the evil nature is going to pop up and you're going to be spinning going, what's going on here? But you've got to let it go through and keep heading in the direction that's best for you. Is this why the Bible preaches, take up your cross and surrender to the Lord? Well, let's get this straight. I've had really big debates on this subject. The thing about the cross is, if you have to carry a cross, Anfo, what was Jesus's cross for? Not for you to pick up another cross and carry it. No, 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 no. That's totally misinterpreted. The Lord's carrying you, man. And he don't want you to pick up a cross that he already died on. Come on. That's worth you subscribing to PROBRICKIE exclusive. All this stuff about take up your cross. No, 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 no. Matthew 20, hang on, Matthew 11. Matthew 11, verses 28 through 30, I think. Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Not I will give you a cross. The cross was only meant for the Lord Jesus Christ. And through his death on the cross, we have peace with God. Never have to worry again. No, nobody's to take up a cross. No, no, no. I'm subscribed, and everything, your video and everything. Your videos are brilliant. Well, if it's helping somebody, Anthony, that makes it worth it, because that's all it's about. And a lot of us are struggling, and we're struggling on our own. There's lots of things that we don't understand. And I've got 35 years of whatever and life experience. Most of my life, all of my life has been spent in relationships with women and understanding women. I know women pretty well. I'm not saying I fully understand them, but the information that we're giving to you is given from women exposing themselves, which is what they do, in a way in which we can use what's coming out of their mouths to enable us to navigate them better without getting too hurt. Because that's what we're trying to prevent. We're trying to prevent people getting hurt from women that change their minds. And if you can share any of the video, look, you're all welcome to copy and share and all that other stuff. Once this breaks open, there's going to be thousands of people watching this stuff, because it's not bullshit. It's coming out of the woman's mouth. They're not going to like it, but that doesn't matter, because we need to protect ourselves from the frailty and fickleness of woman's mind. If we bring trouble from women on ourselves, we can't blame them for that. That wouldn't be fair, and that wouldn't be noble, and that wouldn't be worth the paper that it's written on. But if we're being fair and we're discussing the way in which women can fuck us up and how to prevent that, then we're a mile ahead, man. and that's what it's for. If I share your videos, Pro, will I be labelled a bigot and a sexist, unfortunately? Probably. But how big are your balls and how strong's your cock? If you've got the heart like I have to help, there could be some guy, man, somewhere just needing to see that he was ripped off, that he was played foul. There's a lot of guys out there, man, they're drinking themselves to death, they're jumping off bridges, they're not getting to see their kids, they're getting their money taken from them, and they think it's their fault, and a lot of the time it wasn't. A lot of the time, not all the time, it wasn't the man's fault, and they're getting on the video today, we saw a woman using her career and her children as a shield to separate her from the husband. He couldn't get near her, and she even says in the end he fucking gave up. Well, I don't blame him for giving up. I can remember when my missus was putting the kids in the bed, and I've gone, "Hey, hang on a fucking minute." I thought it was a good idea at first, but then it went south when I realised, "Fucking hang on a sec, this is preventing me from getting closer to you, so they can fucking all get out of here." Which again, then you got to try and sort all that shit out. It's hard. That can cause trouble as well. So, yeah, you'll get labelled a bigot and a sexist, but who gives a fuck? My missus sits down and watches these videos. I just say to her, "Don't you can watch them, but don't involve yourself. Don't get fucking tangled up in it because we're doing videos on people that have fucked things up." These women are an example of how women fuck things up. It's not just shit made up out of nowhere. And fuck it, I don't care who calls me a sexist or a bigot. Neither does Jordan Peterson, that psychologist at the moment. He's unreal. Yeah, alcohol's the biggest killer, waste of time and brain cells. Alcohol's one of the biggest thieves against humankind at the moment. If we look at some stats, just our uh, alcohol affects everything. It affects your fucking, um, it affects your erection too, guys. Don't fuck with your erection. You don't want to do that. Alcohol negatives. Fuck away from alcohol. It's really bad. It develops chronic diseases and other serious problems, including high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, liver disease, digestive problems, cancer of the breast, mouth, throat, and esophagus, voice box, liver, colon, and rectum. It fucking destroys everything, mate. And most of all, it fucks your erection up when you need to use it. I can remember 13, 14-year-old, when I was 13 or 14-year-old, we had a bit of a drink. I went to fuck this Sheila from up the road, and I couldn't work out why I couldn't get a stiff. Once I got off the alcohol, I fucked her for 2 weeks straight. She used to walk home with a limp. I don't know what she said to her mum when she got home. We were only school kids. But, she was pursuing me, and fucking we spent 2 weeks school holidays just banging. Um, Pro, what about mates complaining of suicidal thoughts? Any advice? I told them to turn to God, but they're atheists. Okay, there's two ways you can go about this one. It's a hard one. But on the one hand, you can say, well, what do you want to fucking be buried by? In a coffin, or fucking do you want to be cremated? And leave it at that and let somebody know. Was she was like she was riding a fucking stallion, not a horse. This was a fucking Arabian stallion. She used to limp home like she'd been riding a horse, Steve. I kid you not. I won't say her name. Oh, Jesus, mate. We had the time of our lives when we were little 12, 13, 14-year-olds. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, she used to limp home, fucking limp home like a horse that's just come in and fucking hurt one of its tendons. But you'd be surprised, like I'm telling you. Not yet. Not yet. No, let's not be. Fuck, we'll get in trouble, Steve. And here's Flash. G'day, Flash. How you doing, mate? Yeah. So, so Fella, your friends that are complaining about suicide, on the one hand, you can go, "Well, are you gonna fucking do you wanna" yeah, "Do you want to, be buried, or do you wanna be fucking cremated and leave it at that?" Or you can say, "Why? Why do you wanna commit suicide with all the opportunities of that life's offering us now? Why the fuck would you wanna commit suicide?" Or and just ask them what the problem is. Some people don't want to discuss their problems when it comes to suicide, and the next thing I'll tell you something. Yeah, yeah, I've had a few of these. You can't take the blame, right, for someone that commits suicide because in this day and age, no matter what's going on, everything has happened under the sun, right? Flash would get this, and so would Stevie Bush. Um, Everything has happened under the sun. We know everything that can happen to us, man. We know what can happen, what can't happen. Here comes Geordie, Flash. Geordie's just come through the gate. Um, how many fucking injections did you have? We can't go down that road. They'll fucking cut me off. But yeah, not good. All the truth's coming out now about that. Cunts are getting sued everywhere. People are, some of those fucking, yeah. Geordie, Flash said hello. Flash said hello. Hello, mate. 4. You had 4. Oh, fuck, Flash. Good luck with that. Come and say good day to Flash just for a quick second. Quick, just quick. There he is.
Hey, mate.
G'day, Flash. Hey, mate. Remember Geordie? Okay, back to the questions. Thanks, Geordie. Do you? Hey, I've had food. Thanks, mate. Do you think it's a satanic attack on them? Always. Anything to do with death, right? Be it natural or unnatural or unexplainable. Satan wants us dead. Simple as that. Hi, Geordie, Stevie. Or weak-mindedness, or what's going on with the suicides, especially in young men. It's a combination of all. But ultimately, Satan wants us dead. Now, this is what I was saying. All things have happened to men under the sun that can happen, right? All things. We know what's happening with the jab now, and hopefully you'll survive, Flash. I hope you do. Fuck, you've survived everything else. You should be able to take the jab like a fucking bee sting. You've survived fucking everything 10 times over. But this is the thing, guys. Everything that can happen to, everything that can if you can survive the fucking Greek, you can survive anything. Flash. Everything that can happen to man has happened under the sun. There's nothing that we don't know the answers to. Now, one of the problems today is the men are getting told to show your emotions. But that ain't going to fucking help. Standing there emotional ain't going to fucking help when we need to get a batch on. Standing there, standing there with it, Flash, and standing there, whatever your emotions are, when fucking we need 500 bricks moved to that side of the job, ain't going to fucking help. Men have to be men. You have to come back to your fucking masculine frame and fucking build yourself to the best possible version of yourself that you can be. Let me tell you this. Who you think you are of yourself has nothing to do with the person that you're with. You should be able to live for yourself, whether the other person's there or not. And blokes are lining themselves up. Yeah, blokes are lining themselves up with these women, right? And then and putting themselves towards them the wrong way. The best thing you can do in a relationship is stick to yourself so that you're 100% ready for whatever's going to fucking happen, whether she's there or not. Remember, somebody asked earlier, if your girlfriend was an atheist or anti-God, would you go with her? Some of the fucking best women I've had have been atheists and anti-God. That doesn't matter. If they don't want to go to God, that's their fucking problem, not yours. You decide that for yourself. You can't make that decision for somebody else. But some of the most faithful and loyal, loving, intimate women I've ever met have not been godly. They've been fucking, without God. And it's made no difference. They've still been good people. Why do you think depression, anxiety, etc. wasn't a big deal with the past generations? Was it a matter of tough times, tough men, easy times, weak men? Partly. But also a lot of people did suffer the consequences of not recognizing what these things were in those times as well. And you just had to push through. One of the problems with not recognizing depression is caused by anxiety. Anxiety leads to depression. So key number one is, if you have depression, you've got to find out what's making you anxious, because anxiousness, right? Anxiousness over a duration unresolved is the cause of depression. Now that anxiousness could be, where's my father? Why wasn't my father there? Why don't my mother and father get along? Why did my father hit me the way he did? Why did my father call me a fuckwit? Well, you've got to ask yourself, was it fair and just, and wasn't it fair or just? And as you go through these things, that's causing the anxiety, you could be fucking flying up the three-way doing a burnout on a fucking 103, whatever, Harley Davidson, and the belt fucking coming off. That's going to cause a bit of anxiety for a while, isn't it, Flash? But you're going to get over it. You've got two choices. You can hold the anxiety and go into depression, or you can say, right, this has made me fucking anxious. I'm going to solve it and avoid the depression. Some people get sexually molested. I say that very sensitively, and that's not fair, and it fucking destroys lives. But if you can identify that, far out, my moment of infiltration and hurt and harm is the cause of my depression, and it's now time for me to face it and deal with it and fucking snap it, you'll lose the depression. But the problem with depression is, and this is the other part of your question, Anthony, easy times, people don't want to do the work. They don't want to face the problems. They don't want to look in the mirror. They'd rather point their finger at somebody else and go, fucking, you're the reason for this and you're the reason for that, when all they have to do is stop and look at themselves and face themselves in the mirror and fix the anxiety and lose the depression. Fix the anxiety, lose the depression. Hope that helps you with that question. Yep, 100%. And we have got a weak element to our community now, and they are trying to make men feminine. But that's what these videos are for as well, to make sure that there's just somebody there. There's plenty of people there for you, but I'm here to make sure that you keep your masculine frame. Don't let these fucking people make you weak. Don't let yourself become weak. It's no good sitting there crying with your fucking girlfriend. She's going to go, well, where's somebody with a stiff dick that can fucking root me with a bit of cunt in him? Do you see the Christian Lives Matter protests in the city on the weekend? Don't care about the Christian Lives Matter. The Christian lives don't matter to the world. Nobody gives a fuck about the Christians, and the Christians can look after themselves. The LGBT protesters tried to rush you. Please, well, of course they are. The LG, that shows you the alphabet people. I call them the alphabet people. They don't give a fuck about anybody. They don't even give a fuck about themselves. If you can stand there and get a cock up your ass, or a fucking wooden fucking cock up your pussy, that tell you don't care about yourself, right? If you can stand there and get a fucking, I don't know, get your ass flushed and then somebody's dick up it, you don't care about yourself, so you don't care about anybody fucking else. So let the police sort that out. My daughter's a policewoman. You know, they're the ones running around cleaning up the fucking LG alphabet people fucking bodies. Now, there's a lot of violence in that community, guys. A lot of fucking violence behind the scenes. And you can see it by the way Anthony just said they attacked the Christians. Well, what fucking did the Christians do to them? They didn't write the Bible. Half the fucking Christians don't even know what's in the Bible. Yet the alphabet people will fucking go and get them, won't they? Well, can you imagine what the alphabet people are doing to each other behind the scenes? They're not going to fucking put that on the media, but I know because my daughter's a policewoman. The cunts are hanging themselves, killing each other. Some of the most brutal domestic violence comes from the alphabet people. But they're not going to tell you that. And there's an example of it. If you've got a handful of fucking Christians and nuns and priests walking down the street, right, who have to be accountable for what they've done wrong, it's not the fucking alphabet people that it's job to solve it. I mean, it's no point. I mean, if an alphabet person runs up to the wrong Christian, they will get a cock up the arse because there's some strange ones. Let's just say that. See, once you start answering questions, things hot up. God forbid you say something about any religion or denomination bar Christianity 100%. You don't want to fuck with the Muslims. That's for sure. They're very kind, decent people until you fuck with them. And Flush should know a bit about that. But once you start fucking with those guys, it can go south really quick. And 9 times out of 10, you don't even fucking see them coming. And that's true. I've got an Arab background, a Syrian background, and I know the potential of what happens when the Muslims snap. The poor old Christians, they can't even help themselves, the poor buggers. They're betraying each other and taking each other's churches. Look at the guy from Hillsong. He built $1 billion fucking Hillsong empire, one of the biggest churches in the world, made billions, right? The fucking board kicked him out. They just found some reason. It took them years, and then they kicked the poor bugger out on his ass. Who wants to be a fucking Christian? Honestly. If you could do your life over, what would you change? My education. I'd like to be a whole lot fucking richer. They say money's the root of all evil. Well, it fucking ain't when you need it, is it? Money's the fucking answer to all evil. If you got enough money, you can soon put a stop to fucking evil. Can't you? Without money, you're fucking subject to evil. They'll come and just fucking eat you up. You don't pay your power bill, you'll soon see what fucking evil is. So if I could change my life over, I would learn money right from the start. I had my first job when I was 9 as a paper run at West Gosford. Then I progressed from that to the fucking quarry where I was packing pavers. I did a carpentry apprenticeship but went back to uni and am now a structural engineer. Oh, that's fantastic. What an accomplishment. I hope you're counting the fucking money. I really do, because people are envious of people that make good money. They really are. And I praise people that make good money. Fuck it. I know what it's like not to have it. If you want to see what evil is, don't have money. If you want to see what blessing is, have money. It's as simple as that. I don't give a fuck what people say. That's how it is. Some of the kindest people I've ever met have been rich people because they haven't got a fucking worry in the world. And they actually help people. A lot of them do help people. Paid the same as a carpenter as I am now as a graduate engineer. Really? That'll change. You'll find your way past that. You'll find your way past that, man. That won't matter. As you go on, you'll start counting the money. Guaranteed. You'll find a way of making money. 100%. 100%. 100%. Fucking girlfriend will be here soon. I won't be sitting on here when she fucking gets here. Any more questions, guys? It's turned out to be a good session. Thanks, Anthony. If you haven't subscribed to the ProBrickie exclusive channel, do it. The content, the fucking last 5 videos have been absolutely fucking brilliant. There's one coming on. I recommend it. It's Dark Female Nature, number 9. and this girlfriend comes on with a boyfriend called Boo, and fucking Boo gets kicked up the ass so hard. It's fucking hilarious. First job cunts stealing lollies off at the picture theatres. Yeah. I'll save. Yeah. I'll save the other 1,000 questions for the next session. Thanks for the knowledge. No problem, Anthony. Yeah, I can see you doing that, Flash. Well, guys, I'll wrap it up at that. Subscribe to the PROBRICKIE exclusive channel. I'm telling you, the information coming out in those videos, you can't put a price on. We've got a couple of premieres over the next 4 days. I'm going to recommend it again. Dark Female Nature, number 9. Dark. Have you ever been hit on the back of the head by a Jaffa at the fucking pit? I hate that. Fucking bang, straight in the back of the head. Dark Female Nature, number 9. I think it's coming out tomorrow afternoon at 3:45 when people have knocked off. They've got time to watch it. Thanks for joining me, guys. Salute to you all. God bless your families and all the rest of it. Subscribe to the PROBRICKIE exclusive channel on YouTube. And this is PROBRICKIE.